this NHL fan base started booing their star player. In the past couple of weeks, let's just say there's been a bit of drama coming from St. Louis. The Blues decided to fire their Stanley Cup winning head coach after a record of 15-4-1. Now, the Blues haven't exactly been meeting the expectations maybe that the organization wanted them to this year, even though a lot of people had them missing the playoffs because their roster just doesn't seem ready to win a Stanley Cup. Now, Jordan Kyrou clearly had a little bit of friction with the former head coach, came out saying that he had no comments about the firing because the guy wasn't his head coach anymore, showing a bit more interest in their new interim head coach. Now, let's just say St. Louis fans were not happy about these comments because they obviously have a little bit of love for their former head coach for winning them the Stanley Cup back in 2019. The Blues pulled off one of the more impressive feats that I've seen in the NHL for a while, so I guess they have a little bit of a reason to be upset with Kyrou, but not enough to do what they did in this game. Now, in a game where the Blues beat the Senators 4-2, the fans started to boo Kyrou whenever he touched the puck. Now, after the game, some reporters met up with Kyrou in the locker room and asked him about the booing incident, and he was fighting back tears because he was so upset by the fan base. In this interview, he talks about how much he loves playing in St. Louis and how hard it is for him to see the fan base go against him like this, all for just a few comments. And in my opinion, I think this is a little bit classless of St. Louis fans. When this was happening, I just don't think what Kyrou was talking about in the media for their former head coach deserved this kind of treatment from the fan base. Kyrou is clearly your best player on your roster. I don't think there's another guy who I would take over him, and to boo him and take away his confidence like this when they won in a game, that just doesn't seem right to me. Now, in the next game when they won in overtime, the fans started cheering Kyrou and boosting his confidence a little more, which was nice to see. But this is a huge lesson for any other fan base. If you want to keep these players in town, they're not going to stay if you start booing them or showing them a little bit of disrespect on the ice. That's not exactly the right way to go. But I don't live in St. Louis, so I don't know how fans were exactly feeling about this or how much their former head coach meant to them. So let me hear what you guys think over in St. Louis if you're a fan of the Blues, and just what the hockey community thinks about this. Do you think that the fans were right about this, and do you like how they came back in the next game and started cheering him on because maybe they felt like what they did was a little bit too harsh? Let me know what you guys think about this whole story in the comments below and how you think the Blues are going to do for the rest of the season. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.